Hello everyone and welcome to Ellyn with a Y. Thank you all so much for joining. We have such an audience this evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It means the world. It means that you're all really excited to see my guest later on in the show, Wendy Steiner. I am so excited to have you here on the show. We have a real life comedian. We're going to ask her a ton of questions later on in the show. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to dive right in because we've got a lot of hot topics to go over. First off, Archie, Harry and Meghan's baby. They released another photo of the baby. Again, slightly shielding his face, not sure why, but he looks adorable. And not to be outdone, Kim Kardashian posted another picture of Emilee directly after this because, you know, they're in a competition. And everyone on the show knows that I kind of am holding a candle for like 22, 25 years from now. Archie and Emilee, they meet out and they create this like, you know, intercontinental royal marriage. Our next part of the hot topics is I want to just show you guys this picture. I am obsessed with Kim Kardashian's new body makeup that she's released. I have been watching these videos nonstop. Right now, I'm showing you a before and after photo of Kim's leg. She battles psoriasis. She's a real girl, just like all of us. She has her imperfections. This is something her plastic surgeon cannot fix. Although I'm sure she's investing a lot of money into studies on how to fix psoriasis. She apparently has been using this body makeup her entire career, and her makeup guy, Makeup by Mario, puts it on her legs. And like you've always seen, you know, I've seen like pictures and videos of celebrities where they're getting like lotion put on their legs. You know, taha, what a nice life. But apparently she wears a lot of like body makeup. And as you can see, it really covers up the psoriasis. What I think is really interesting is the like mesmerizing element of watching these makeup videos. So she's got a couple different shades, so she's showing all these different videos, and I'm just so engaged and just like mesmerized by watching the leg just like transform or no longer be visible, and you can't see the psoriasis anymore. I don't know what it is. I love like transformation videos, so I mentioned I may be purchasing it because I just want to see, like, does it transform your legs? I can only imagine some people call up and complain that there's like, well, it's not hiding everything. And it's like, oh, well, what are you expecting it to hide? And it's like, well, I haven't shaved my legs in weeks and I thought it would really cover that up too. No, sweetie, no. So I just want to give everyone, I don't really want to like promote the product, but I do want you guys to see these videos. They're all over the place. They're all over her Instagram. Moving into, this is some more localized news. If you are in an office that utilizes G Suite or Google, we had a global outage of Google Calendar, and it caused quite the uproar in the office. And I tweeted that Google Calendar is down and I'm scared. And they replied to me on Twitter and they said, "Hi Ellyn, our team is aware of this issue and working on a fix. Appreciate your patience." As in, stop complaining. We're working on it. I was dying laughing. I just felt this like low level of anxiety all day until it came back on at 1:40 in the afternoon. I just felt like I was missing something, missing meetings. I wasn't getting notifications, and it just kind of called out how reliant I've become on like calendar management from Google. So I've often said that like when AI rises up, I'm on the side of the show Silicon Valley. Like I'm going to say all the right things about AI over my computer, on Twitter. I'm in support because when the robots rise up, I want them to know I'm an ally because there is no beating them. Moving on to our last hot topic, which is the two-part Kardashians special. You heard it here. Probably not first, but when the Jordan Woods, Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian scandal broke, you heard it here. It's a two-part special on the Kardashians now on Sunday, and it is about the actual filming that was going on while the news broke, while the cheating scandal broke. So it's, you know, behind the scenes of Khloe talking to Kylie, Khloe going to the confessional, so I'm just going to show you what her attempt at crying looks like. There's so much, she has so much Botox, and I am a fan of Botox. I would never shame anyone. I haven't done it yet, but I am like signed up, ready to go. And it is just really funny, like her trying to cry with her like claw-like white nails, and then like her eyes are still really up high and she's trying to express emotion. It's just, it's not happening for her. I love a Botox ugly cry. But so this is a 2-part special. Apparently Jordan has spoken to the press. She has essentially said, like, I hope everyone moves on, like, money never stops, and just keep it rolling. So hopefully everyone can move past this, beyond this day. I hope it's like as satisfying as I want it to be, these episodes. So that is our hot topics. Moving into what to watch. I'm in a bit of a binge right now. As you know, I am a power watcher. And one of my favorite shows is coming to an end, Veep on HBO, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus and like Tony Hale, Anna Chlumsky. Her last name is so funny. I just love it, Chlumsky. Okay, so it's Veep, and it's about Selena Myers, aka Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is my girl, also fellow Delta Gamma. Just hilarious, ridiculous scenarios that run, and it's just so bad to think that this is how they talk and act in Washington, but it's probably somewhat close to true. We were talking a little bit about, like, that's kind of what, like, Entourage was like, and it was hilarious. That fast-talking, witty, horrifically offensive, definitely racist, definitely sexist comedy and jokes that are going on. That's like, I feel like I generally wouldn't entertain it, but I really think it's really funny on this particular show. And sadly, the last season just aired, and so it's coming to an end, and I'm binging the last season, and I'm noticing that I'm slowing down watching it because I really just don't want it to be over. I have 2 more episodes left, and I just couldn't recommend it more highly. It is such a funny show. It's very, very, very quick. And so that moves me into our food for thought segment of the show, where I give you a little insight into how my brain works. This used to be about food, or was supposed to be about food, but every week it's about something different. Because I used to have a lot of thoughts on food, and now it's just everything. So I have a lot of thoughts. It should be called I've got a lot of thoughts. I've got a lot of thoughts about underwear lines or panty lines. Some people are offended by the phrase panty, I've heard. Yes. Underwear lines. Now, hear me out. Women, I feel as though we have been programmed in our society, or maybe I've been programmed, to not like panty lines. And so when I see other people in the world, predominantly women, with panty lines, I'm like, oh my God, this girl doesn't know she's got panty lines. Like, oh, someone should tell her she needs to get a friend. But then I think about it, and I'm like, maybe she doesn't care. And then I think, why do I care? Why do I not want to have panty lines? And then I think even further that perhaps it was some old guy marketing thongs back in the 90s who was like, oh, we've got this product made of scraps from underwears on the cutting room floor, and we want to sell old fabric from other underwear. And so we're going to market thongs to women. When did thongs come around? I don't know. I didn't do the research. I'm just saying, I feel like I got marketed to that panty lines were bad. And I was realizing that I was looking at women thinking like, oh my God, how could she have panty lines? When it's really more of a reflection of like how I feel. But I don't honestly know that I feel that. I feel like I've more so internalized some marketing campaign from my youth, which then took me a step further when I was walking to work one day. And now I've noticed this a couple times, where men who wear boxer briefs that are really, really tight on their legs, and so it's really tight on their legs. Cute, love them. I've actually worn a couple of pairs of those as like sleep shorts, adorable. But when your trousers in your suit are so tight that I can see around your thighs the ring of your underwear, my friend, those are panty lines. And I am going to pass on to you the internalized hatred of panty lines and do it unto you what men in marketing did to me probably in the early 90s, which is cover that ish up. No, you can have it if you want to. My real qualm is with guys that don't wear underwear under their sports, like, shorts to the gym, or wear something loose underneath their sports stuff under the gym. I am so sorry. But, like, you're doing squats. Stuff is moving. It is so, like, it's such a visceral assault on my eyes when I like look up into the mirror to see like my svelte body really going for it at the gym, and I look over and it's just like, oh my God, it's like X-rated at the gym. It's too much. So there's a lot of thoughts about undergarments. I'm sure we can unpack this further, but the general sentiment is, as you move through your day, you're probably not going to be able to unsee the panty line debacle. And I ask if you could comment below and let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to panty lines and underwear lines. We've got some comments coming in about people, men not wearing any underwear under sweatpants. Also a significant problem. Or on the subway. Huge issue. Definitely don't man spread if you're not man covered. Okay? So moving on to the guest portion of my show, I am so excited to bring on someone I am so inspired by, Wendy Steiner at Wendy Steiner LOL on Instagram. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I am so glad that you're here.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. So I am going to let you explain how we know each other.
Yeah, we know each other from working together at Refinery.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the social team, and you were one of my favorite people in meetings because you were always so like optimistic and happy and like cheerleading. But then I loved that you're not Southern, but it felt Southern because like when someone would ask you a stupid question, you'd be like, "Yeah, as I already said," like really nice and professional, but like, right, I addressed this before, and I loved that.
The classic, as per my last email.
I was like, wow, she is right. She did say that. It's in the deck.
It's in the deck. I did say that. That's so funny. That is such a me thing.
You were always so sweet about it, and I was like, good for her.
So I've always been really inspired by you. I've always thought that you were super funny. I really loved like seeing you in meetings. Like when you go into a meeting and you see the people that you really jive with, you're just like, yeah, this is gonna be
all here.
Yeah, you're like, this is a good meeting. I was super proud and excited for you because you're pursuing full-time career in comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm so inspired by that, and I know you know that. But I do want to talk about, it's so funny, like you meet people in your life and you kind of just like pick up where you are and you don't necessarily get the backstory. So I feel like I've honestly used this show to get the backstory on so many of my friends. I'm like, so how did you come to exist? Like, where did you come from? Like, I guess I should know this, but I don't. So how did you come to comedy? How did you come to the place that you are now, pursuing it full time?
Yeah, I kind of like was scared to do comedy for a long time, and I credit doing speech and debate in community college with sort of being my gateway drug. I think because that activity has like these 10-minute speeches, one's called after dinner speaking or speech to entertain, and you're judged on being funny. I found this thing that I had to do that was like kind of nerdy and no one was watching. You honestly would perform for like one guy in a hoodie and he'd like mark on his clipboard if he thought you were funny or probably just thought you were cute. But through that activity I was like, oh, I like getting laughs, I like writing jokes, I think I'm good at this. Kind of just like found that tiny little first nugget of confidence in it. And then after I left college, I was like, oh, I kind of miss the attention. So it took me a long time after that. I didn't do it at all when I lived in San Francisco. That was like a full 3 years after college.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I went out to like 5 open mics in San Francisco, and I was just so scared. Mm-hmm. That when I moved to New York 4 years ago and I was like fresh off a breakup, had just been laid off, was starting a new job, had like not a lot of friends here, I was way more excited to start comedy because I felt like I could go up in front of strangers, and I would much rather have strangers see me bomb or do bad material than like my friends or my sisters or something.
Oh, really?
That's the scariest people for me. Is the
oh
people
my God. I was talking to my friends and I was like, oh, maybe if like one day I try stand up. I'm like, honestly, I don't think I want you there because I feel like you'd laugh at everything. And like it wouldn't be a good gauge if it was funny or not. Like,
how dare you support me? I don't patronize me.
Yeah.
Love and friendship. It makes me like so uncomfortable.
You go into the next stand-up bit and it's just like complete crickets. You're like,
and it's honest when it's strangers, because I love how New York does not care about you at all.
Yeah.
Like you could be anybody and probably nobody.
And so you've kind of moved into are you doing it like regular every day? Do you have like a how do you do that as an everyday thing?
Well, I still work doing freelance copywriting and social work to pay for striped shirts, but I try to do it every day. There's open mics all over the city. I host one open mic every Friday, which is very welcoming to beginners if you ever want to try.
Oh my God.
It's at Halyards and Gowanus.
Yes, it's actually tomorrow night at 8:30.
Yeah.
halyards in Gowanus. I love Gowanus.
I know, it's really cute. They have a good pickle plate. It's good.
Ooh, I love pickles.
Yeah, you should come.
I'll be there. I'm like, oh my god, I'm there.
Yes.
So you put on a comedy show every month.
Yes.
And you bring through new, like, different comedians, different comics that you like.
Yeah, hosting the open mic means that there's a lot of new people that I want to put up. It's fun to have sort of a little tiny bit of power where I can pick to have diverse lineups, or I can just pick who I think is funny. Like, sometimes maybe who's I think is funniest isn't, like, the most popular on social media, or, like, has some cool job, or, like, I try not to book people based on what I could get from them, just, like, what I think is fun.
Yeah, that's really important. It's cool to, like, have something that you're curating, and it's, like, to your taste of what you think is funny.
Yeah.
And also representative of what you want to make sure you're representing.
Totally.
Because I think something we were talking about a little bit before the show started is that, like, comedy is a very male-dominated space.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like, how you feel as a woman in that space. Like, what are some of the things that you're coming up against?
It is still pretty bad. There's so many more men than women, and it's funny because it's entered into the material. Like, people will go on stage and talk about straight white guys this, and it's kind of like we're getting more aware of it, but it's, like, not solved or even that close. Like,
okay.
I went to an open mic recently, and I saw a female comedian friend, and she was like, oh, I thought I was going to be the only woman. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, my God.
And so there's always just, like, instant camaraderie. And actually, I get comfortable at places and open mics that I've been to a lot of times, and I kind of forget, like I'm not, like, logging the gender of everybody that I see.
Yeah.
So I've kind of forgotten how bad the disparity is. Yeah. But I've been trying to go to new open mics to test out some material, and when I did, I was like, oh, right. I'm very aware of there's how many more men there are in this room.
Yeah.
But I think it's such an advantage. Like,
interesting.
If I go to a new open mic and, like, I go up on stage, I actually think they're more likely to listen to me because they're like, who's this girl? I don't know her.
Who's this chick?
I think it's more memorable, and that's not, like, how I want it to be. I wish it was, like, 50-50 or, like, closer, but it's just interesting that I was like, actually, I think this is some, like, thing special about me and my friend.
Well, it's crazy that, you know, you hear the story about Jamie Foxx where he's like, oh, well, like, I changed my name to, like, a girl's name because they would move me up sooner or, like, they'd give me a better slot because I'd be the only one.
Yeah.
And it's like, how he's like 50 or 60 or something.
Yeah, that's
like
really
that's
interesting.
Such a wild story to hear, and it's still so, like, prevalent.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about, like, the type of humor that is succeeding in comedy. There's a lot of, like, kind of more I don't even know how you would refer to it, but more like male dominated type of comedy, like comedy that you would expect to hear from a man, but it's coming from a woman, so she kind of is playing in the boys club in a certain way. I
think that there's, like, it's not the same as code switching, but I think there's people playing to different audiences with different goals. Like, I think it's smart if you know a booker is in the room and you're like, he's really into Pokemon, I think I'll tell my Pokemon joke. And, like, and I think you make those little decisions, like, throughout a set, and before you know it, like, your set is less like you and is more like the people you're trying to get in with.
Yeah.
And I think that can happen in a really big way when you're trying to find an audience. I also think we just reward, like, internalized misogyny sometimes. Like,
panty lines. Come on.
You're just being a good soldier.
I am. Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad.
No, I understand. It's, like, hard. And some of it's maybe harmless. I don't know. I think what happens is, like, have you ever heard someone be like, oh, I'm not like other girls? And it's like, it's an honor to be like other girls' lady. Like, what are you doing?
Like or like, I'm a guy's girl, or, like, all those kinds of, like, phrases that other women, or try to keep, like, girls apart
not
from
me. I'm a cool mom, not like other moms.
Not like other moms.
Yeah,
like, I'm not that type of girl who's, like, always had a lot of, like, guy friends. I always hear that, and I'm like, it's just because you haven't found the right, like, sisterhood yet. You just haven't found your tribe yet. Like,
I also could totally understand how someone gets there, because, like, we treat, like, a lot of people don't want to be on the women team sometimes. There's, like, so much sucking that comes with it, right? Like, we're not treated well. So if you find, like, a conversational out, I understand why people might take it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that we also plug a very exciting show you're doing this weekend. called Skank Fest, which is a big shout out to my friend DJ Skank, Brandon, who used to do our radio show together. Skank Fest, which is Saturday through Friday at Brooklyn Bazaar. You will be performing. That is 2 shows. So incredible, so exciting. You are literally crushing it in this space. And I think you have something very interesting and unique to contribute, which makes people want to hear from you and like want to continue to listen to you. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud. It's so amazing to see people like really living up to their dreams, right? Like living up to your dream is kind of a hard thing to do. It's like one thing to have a dream, but to pursue it is another. So it's like really inspiring.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified, but I like this validation.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Well, on another fun note, we are going to play a quick little game that we do here at the show called Screw, Marry, Kill. So the first Screw, Marry, Kill, to keep this on a comedic note, SNL, Mad TV, all that.
Oh,
especially because all that just had a reboot.
Ooh. In my heart, like when you said SNL, I was like, kill! They gotta go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a big SNL believer.
Yeah.
Like in a year, they're like, why did Wendy audition for SNL? She said she didn't like them. No, I would kill them, and then I think I would marry all that. They're more marriage material.
Yeah.
And I would screw Mad TV. I think that's gonna
be a weird. It's gonna get really weird. Yeah.
It's like I'm choosing it with open eyes, but like that's my choice.
It's hard for me because SNL holds a really special place in my heart because no, in middle school. Now it's kind of really hard. Although if you came calling,
right. Well, you know what they say, that everyone likes the cast from when they were like growing up.
Yes, from when I was growing up, and like for me that was Will Ferrell, Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch. Like it was a really, 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 really good. Like Seth Meyers. Oh my God, Fred Armisen. Like that was like an incredible lineup. So I really, if I could say during a time period, I would say marry SNL. But SNL as a whole.
Yeah, you gotta take a lot of other characters in there.
Yeah, like there's a lot. I mean, they've given us so many good people to be.
Ooh, don't let me sway you.
No, because they've given us so many good people. So I feel like I would marry SNL just because it like holds such a place in my heart. Although it's so problematic, so we'd have to go to couples therapy. And then I think I would also screw Mad TV.
Okay, I mean it's gonna be a group
because it's gonna get real funky. And that was just like a funky show. I loved Mad TV for like that period when I was younger, like middle school, high school.
I like a mystery flavor, like what are they gonna be like?
Like who are they gonna be? And I guess I would kill all that, but I was like maybe 2 years younger. Yeah, all the kids. I really liked it. I liked the song. I think it was just I was like a hair too young when it went off the air, so it wasn't there. And then SNL kind of like took its place for me. So sorry, all that. But I'll watch the reboot.
They'll take it. They're gonna need viewership.
And Keenan's the one who's putting it on, so it's kind of like a roundabout SNL thing.
I know. I was gonna say your loyalty is deep. He's supposed to be like fantastic.
I think he's probably like the best human, and I think look at how nice he is, like to keep Kel going, you know, to keep Kel afloat. Kel is on all that now. So. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is also topical because I've talked a lot about if you haven't watched the I May Boycott Bath and Body Works rant on YouTube, you definitely should. It is worth your time and it will make you really happy. So then it's inspired my Screw, Marry, Kill, Bath and Body Works, Yankee Candle, and The Body Shop.
I've never owned a Yankee Candle, but I know you're burning one right now, and I was like, I like this.
Well, I feel like some people will judge you and be like, you have Yankee
but see,
Candle.
This is like when you learn what's real in life and labels don't matter, because I was like, oh, I like this candle, and you were like, it's a Yankee Candle, and I was like,
exactly.
It wasn't that bad, but I was like, oh, I'm judgy.
Yeah, well, it's like, oh, it's not Joe Malone.
That is the defdefinition of burning money. Like,
literally,
so why are you buying?
Literally, you burn these candles, and you're literally burning money.
Have you ever talked about how I'm very cheap? Like, so cheap.
You're just economically conscious.
Yeah. Late in life, I think Yankee Candles could be for me, actually. So I think I would, you know what, I'm gonna screw Yankee Candle. I like the wild card element of it. Yeah. Then I'm going to Kill the Body Shop.
Okay.
I have these weird memories of everything being open.
Yeah.
Like, not the samples, but just, like, stuff open. And I didn't like that. And I think I would marry Bath & Body Works. We have, like, a long history. They have so much glitter.
Yeah.
I think we could really build something nice.
I would also kill the Body Shop because it was always the one that I confused for Bath & Body Works. And I'd walk in and be like, oh, no, this isn't the one.
And they're like, your coupons aren't good here.
Yeah, I'm like, dang. So I'd kill the Body Shop. I would also screw Yankee Candle because it's like, there's a lot of variety, changes seasonally, but it's also just candles. So you know what you're getting.
Yankee Candle has like nothing to lose, and I like that.
Yeah, I like it. And I like when they experiment with their scents because it's like, why would you think to burn that scent? But okay.
Yeah, it's like Doritos.
Yeah, literally, like bacon. They had like a man scent, and it was like bacon and football. And I was like, that's so stereotypical.
Sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, I did. And then I would marry Bath & Body Works because they have like such an array of products. Like you never get bored. There's always something going on. And I have like a very strong memory of really loving Japanese cherry blossom.
Oh my god, it's good. My mom wears that.
Yeah. That lotion, Japanese cherry blossom, was like really a strong memory for me from like high school.
Yeah.
And I think I still have like a spritz of the lavender like bed perfume that you like put on your bed to help you sleep.
Does it say sleep?
It was the early aughts of wellness back in like early 2000s.
I got one of those for free on the Refinery 29 free table.
Yes.
I'm very cheap and I took so much. But I got one of those and I love it. Like,
yes.
I might pay to replace it.
Yeah,
right now,
I would miss
crazy.
my bed. I had bought 2 in high school. I'll never forget it. I bought 2 in high school and I'm so irregular with like my wellness activities. You know, I like buy vitamins and then they kind of like go stale. I'm like, oh damn, I have to go buy new vitamins.
Yeah, I'm taking expired vitamins right now.
Yeah, that's
I'm
totally
just like
fine.
building a cheap brand.
It's totally fine. A cheap brand. And then you'll have merch that's like really expensive.
yeah.
To fund your life.
$40 t-shirt.
Exactly. So yeah, I would marry Bath & Body Works. So that is our game, which means we move into the last and final segment of the show, the Noah Centineo News segment, where you know I have an obsession with Noah Centineo. Always have. So first of all, he won at the MTV Movie Awards this weekend. In particular, they won the Best Kiss. Oh, Wendy loves To All the Boys. Yes, To All the Boys is the best movie.
I still haven't watched it. It's a drag. That's a sweet Hannah drag.
You haven't watched To All the Boys?
I got so close when my cousin was here. She was like, you really need to watch it. And I was like, well, look over there. And then we didn't watch it yet.
I am floored. How could you not have watched it? So Noah Centineo and Lana Condor won Best Kiss, and he was at MTV Movie Awards, and he still had his hair tie on his finger. So I did the math, he's been having this hair tie on his pointer finger for 7 weeks. I lose hair ties all the time. What could he possibly be that committed to not lose that hair tie? It must mean something. I don't know if he's like, you know, doing it while he's working out for He-Man as like a stay true thing, or if he's celibate, or if he's trying to stay away from carbs, or Wendy actually had a really good point. Maybe he's trying to just be smooth and like offer girls hair ties.
I think he like sees a girl in distress who's like trying to put her hair back. Like me tonight, actually, this is Ellyn's hair tie. And he's like, oh, let me help you with that. By the way, are you married?
That upsets me if that's the truth. If he's like a smooth operator,
that's what I think.
Like that, I won't like that. So that is the Noah Centineo News update. He is still wearing that damn hair tie, and we are going to get to the bottom of it. Wendy, thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it that you tune in week over week. Be sure to tune in every week, but in particular on July 2nd, we're going to have our 20th episode. So it's going to be a bit of a celebration, a bit of a callback from our past guests on the show. So I'm really excited. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope the show gave you a little bit of joy and that you could spread that joy because we could all use a little bit more of it. So we will see you next time. Bye. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here, and to watch more videos, click here.